Yeah, I got it recorded, and then I'll
Good,
drop
we're
it
good.
in.
Perfect.
Well, actually, I
Okay,
can
good.
probably go there now.
Yeah, we're good. It's recording
good?
now, that's all. Good. Sorry, go ahead.
Hang on. Yeah, we're good to go. Okay.
Yep.
So the first thing we're going to hit is I truly believe, and I know for 100% that when you have a North Star, when you know where you want to go, that when you get lost, that you can actually go back to it and get refocused on what that is. So on the North Star, it's the sheet that I handed out called the North Star. I'm just going to switch my camera on my end and go up to the board. Pretty fancy, eh? 2 cameras. Who would have thought? All right. You're going to get 45 seconds to fill in each one of these. And the reason I'm doing it like this is I don't want you to overthink it. I don't want you to have 5 minutes to doubt everything. Listen to your genius and write it down, and you're going to hit each part. When the 45 seconds up, we're going to go to the next part. Don't get caught up in it. So here's what we're going to do. Who is God to you? In the top of the North Star, is it Islam? Is it Christian? Is it Buddhism? Is it Catholic? Is it spiritual? Are you your own God? I don't care. Write something in there that represents what God is to you. All right. After you put that down, go over to dream and write down a big dream that you have. A big dream that you have about what it is you want to accomplish, things you want to do. Maybe it's early retirement. Maybe it's traveling. Maybe it's making an impact. Maybe it's contributing to the community. Maybe it's being the leader of the Girl Scouts of the Canadian world. I don't know. What's the big dream? Write down your big dream.
Where are we writing this down? Just on
Right.
our own notes?
You have this sheet?
No.
Okay, Jessica, in the chat box, we sent it to you. In the email, it was sent to you. But for now, don't worry about it. Just write it down in your notes, and you can transfer it. And you can transfer it to this when we move on, okay?
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
No worries. This is going to be, you're all going to create a binder or a workbook, and this is going to be at the front of the workbook, okay? After you've written down the big dream, what's the life's work? How are you going to make this happen? What's the life's work that is going to allow you to achieve that dream? If this is work or personal, if it's about volunteering, if it's about giving back to your community, if it's about helping others. What is going to be your life's work? So Corey, I know you, Corey Marsh, you think you're just a realtor, but you know, the people in this room, I'll get them to share quickly about how real estate is so much more than just real estate, because I know that they have success because of this. So why don't I go to Danielle? Danielle, tell Corey that real estate isn't just real estate. To be successful in real estate, your life's work has to be about more. What's your life's work all about?
Helping clients.
So helping people.
Learning from them and giving them insight, like relationships, connections.
Brilliant, thank you. And Ryan Alty, if it was just selling houses, everyone could do it, it would be simple, but when it's more, what is it more for you?
Having the passion, taking care of my clients, and wake up every day to do it.
Awesome. Jessica Prasad, I know you're passionate about what you do. It's not just selling houses. Tell us why. What is the actual life's work?
Well, for me, it's about having a career that I love and that I can come back to my family whenever I want and have that flexibility and be able to spend time with them whenever I want. And having a career like this and having a new baby, I've got an awesome balance. with my clients. They're like an extended family to me. I really get to know them, and I get to get into this crazy relationship with them, which is I get to know the ins and outs with them. I get to know their story and their why of why they're moving, and more about their family as well. So it's kind of it's a really good connection.
Thanks. It's about making a positive impact in people's lives, showing up in a way that you're facilitating their biggest purchase with care, kindness, from core values, where you make an impact and a difference. Sandra, would you like to add to that at all?
Well, these guys are saying great things. For me, it's building a lot of friendships. So I take it outside of the business as well. I do a lot of things with my clients. We talked about hiking, and I'm out with a few of them on Saturday. We're all hiking up Burke. So to me, it's really the connection and the relationship building.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
So Corey, what I want you to know is you've got over 150 years of real estate experience of top producers, and to be a top producer, it can't just be about the deal. So what will happen is as you're learning, you'll learn about the contracts, you'll learn about the deals, you'll learn about the logistics. What's going to give you longevity is whether or not you show up in a capacity and a role as somebody greater than just a realtor, because that's going to be the life's work. And after you guys write down your life's work, what legacy are you looking to create? So when this is all done and I'm at your funeral and I am talking and giving your eulogy, what legacy do you want to create in this world through your life's work? And it might not just be real estate, it might just be your legacy, period, amongst your friends, amongst your peers. Do you want to be a mentor? Do you want to be a leader? Do you want to be somebody that made a difference in society? So what legacy do you want to leave behind? And it's your legacy in your world, not like an Oprah legacy in the world where you're going to change the world. It's your world, your legacy. What is the legacy? And now finally, what's the purpose of all of this? Why bother? Why is it important for you to be in line with God? Why is it important for you to have a dream? Why is it important for you to do this life's work? Why is it important for you to create this legacy? What is the purpose, and why is it important for you to do it? If this seems a little bit deep, good. Because this is where growth is, this is where success is. It's not on the surface, it's not in the tasks. I could give you 80 things to do in your business, and next week they won't be done. Because it's just way much to do. It's way too much to do. I will give you lots of things to do in your business. I actually tripped on something really good that I'm going to give you today towards the end that was hugely successful for some young guys that I coach. Couldn't believe it happened, and it happened. So I'll share that with you. All right. So now, by doing this, by writing it down, and now you've got it complete, you've got your North Star. If you're ever lost, if you ever feel COVID is taking you over and you can't breathe, you align with your North Star. If you feel like, you know, you just did a deal and someone's questioning your integrity, you go to your North Star. If people are making you feel less than, you go to your North Star. If you feel lost on your journey, you go to your North Star. If at any point in time you find yourself off on the wrong path, doing things that aren't creating what you want. So if Sandra's not hiking and she's not doing those things, the question is why? All she has to do is align with her purpose and her legacy and what she wants to do in her life's work, and she'll come up with the answers. If you ask questions like, is my company, is my brand aligned with my North Star? If the answer is yes, great. If it isn't, align it. You can use lots of great marketing tools from here. Now, in the middle, is core values. Write down what you think are your 3 to 4 core values that you live from in your North Star. It could be caring, it could be love, it could be discipline, commitment, it could be integrity, honesty, kindness, caring, openness, vulnerability, leadership, mentoring. What are the 4 core values that you operate from. My 4 core values are protection, commitment, discipline, and loyalty. And if at any point in time I see anybody in the world not being protected or no family member being loyal, you'll find someone who's very angry. And what you want to know is if a client is ever really angry or really upset, it's because somehow their main core value has been disrupted. So there you go. You've got the 3 to 4 core values. You've got all the things you need to stay laser focused. My question is, how many of you feel you lost sight of this in the last 30 days with COVID? Right? So if we lose sight of it, what happens? Right? So why doesn't somebody share? Who wants to share what happens when you lose sight? How do you, okay, Shelley, how do you start to, you're on mute. When you lose sight of this, what happens?
It's hard to focus. Well, for me, depression. Just I'm scattered. I don't know where to begin.
Laziness.
So let's talk about laziness. It isn't what it looks like. It's not laziness, because I know you're not lazy people. It's a lack of what?
Direction.
Yeah, direction.
Discipline.
Effort.
That's right. And I'll tell you something right now, Jessica, if I was in your life and I said, are you doing what you need to do to be the best mom to that daughter today? And if the answer was no, you would do something because I quickly align you with purpose.
Mhm.
And if your daughter was the witness of your life, absorbing everything you do, are you setting that example so she absorbs what you want her to become? And these are the kind of questions that can motivate you or depress you if you get overwhelmed with this responsibility. And the truth is, to have a really good life, you need to be responsible to your clients, responsible to yourself, and responsible to your North Star. All right, everybody, anybody else? What happens when you're aligned with this? Who in their life feels like they're aligned with what we've written down here today? Go ahead, Sandra. So being by aligned with this, what do you find? You're on mute.
I found I've been really busy through this whole period. I've been focused and in contact with people, you know, taking listings and selling properties. I just had to rethink how I was going to do that. And I spoke with all my clients about that and they moved forward accordingly. So we worked very mutually strong together. And it just created an even better situation.
So what Sandra's saying is, when she's aligned with this, her shoulders are back, her head is high, her voice is giving great advice, people are coming to her, she has the law of attraction, and she sticks with it, so when she's on the phone, she gives the right advice. She doesn't go, oh, let's overprice it and wait for somebody who loves the home to, you know, it's like, no, here's what's going on in the market, COVID is affecting this, here's where we price it, here's what we need to do, here's the protocol put in place. So when you're aligned, you're focused. When you're not aligned, you're defocused. And that's the most important lesson you can learn in the next 8 weeks. If you're defocused, it's emotion, feelings, thoughts. If you're focused, your feelings and thoughts are in the right direction. So if you find that you can't focus or you can't get yourself to work, then you need a daily routine, and that would be to wake up and do gratitude and appreciation and to look at your North Star and get aligned and set a daily intention. I've included in the printout my daily worksheet, which we'll get to at another time. Okay. +1 your life. Pull out the +1 your life. Okay? If you don't have it and you haven't printed it off, just draw a circle and make it into 8 parts. And then what you're going to do is, you're just going to put each part of your life on the line around the wheel. There's a menu at the top. You've got 20 seconds to fire it all off. So write down the parts to your life. Scott, I wouldn't recommend missing marriage on yours. He's on the call.
That would be, yeah. Can't forget that one, sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm very, whatever. It makes a huge importance to me.
Now the thing about the life wheel is you can do it where you fill the things in and you're not engaged, or you can fully engage in the moment right now and be 100% all in on the life wheel. Instead of treating it like something you've done before or treating it like, oh, it's a neat tool, if you fully engage, you're going to get a really great way to be focused and to find out where you are and what you need to do in your life. Okay? And the good news is, once you learn this, now Corey Marsh and other people in the room, you will be able to apply the same learning here to a work wheel as far as marketing, past clients, lead generation, confidence, thick skin, technology, office systems. And this is really important when building a business. So let's learn the strategy here so that we can keep going forward. After you've written all the parts of your life in, on the inside of the circle, rank yourself from 1 to 10 how personally satisfied you are in each part. 1, you're not, and 10, you're completely satisfied. So what I want you to know is your genius will give you an answer right away, so don't overthink it. Just write the numbers down that pop into your head. So how personally satisfied are you with your work? How personally satisfied, et cetera, with your marriage, kids, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Everyone has a tailored life. Everyone's got a different life. Make sure you fill all 8 parts out. If you need more, just make another, just draw a line and make 9. Now, we only have to do this for the next 30 days. This is not something we're going to repeat every week. This is the big rocks. This is the big rocks in the jar. These are the big things. So now, let me ask somebody quickly, now that you've put the names of your life, the parts of your life down, and you ranked yourself out of 10, what do you notice about that now? What comes to mind for someone who hasn't done this before?
So your priorities.
That's right, it gives you the priorities.
Yeah.
What else?
These are your homework to improve. These are the.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Focus.
Focus. What it also does is it makes you reflect on your life. How is my life? Wow. You know, if you add it all up, is it a C plus? Is it a B or an A? I don't care. I don't care what you think. I just want you to stop, notice, and start over. It doesn't matter where you are. It only matters where we're going. So, yes, history is history, and it's there for a reason. Leave it behind. Don't beat yourself up. Don't shoulda, coulda, woulda. Live in the moment. Notice where you are, and put an action that takes you where you want to go. So now what you need to do is, you need to do a +1 action. So what are you going to do to go from a 6 to a 7? And you've got, let's go 2 minutes to finish all your actions. So rip through it. What is an action you're going to take in each part that's going to increase just by a little bit, just by 1?
Sorry, guys. I have some people at my house here. I have to get the door. I'll be back.
He's getting door knocked by Keller Williams as we speak.
Awesome.
Okay. So now we've got the North Star, and now we've done the life wheel. And that was kind of like putting the cart before the horse. Because when you're doing your life wheel and you're taking care of all the 8 parts, it automatically leads you to your North Star. So if you imagine your life wheel at a 10 out of 10, and there's people out there that are going to say life will never be at a 10 out of 10, Keith, you always need to improve on. I get it. Just imagine it's a 10 out of 10. Life's at a 10 out of 10. You're fully on purpose. You're fully aligned with your legacy. You're fully working towards your dream, and you're doing your life's work at the best that you possibly can. And it's limitless because it's your life wheel, and you can continue +1ing forever. And so if you take an example of forget work for a second, and if you wanted to start skiing like Sandra, which Debbie doesn't want to do, but if she did, she could accept where she's at, which is the most important part, and then +1 from there. So the most important thing I want you to take away from the life wheel is just accepting where you're at. Don't wish you were somewhere else. Don't, oh my goodness, look at me, I'm only at a 2 in my health, or my work's at a 4. You accept where you're at instead of wishing it was different. Acceptance is key, because if you accept where you're at, you're able to take action and move forward. If you don't accept where you're at, you're going to stay where you're at, focused in the shit pile that you don't want to be in. Now, COVID has got us cooped up at home with reasons we can't do our business, and yet there's still people out there working and succeeding, and there's still people not working but enjoying the heck out of their life. They're actually taking this time to enjoy their family, their marriages, their kids. They're actually taking this time and internally focusing on their connection with God or sobriety or whatever it is. These people are creating more in their life now than they were before it happened, yet something had to give. And that's what happens in the wheel. If I put all my energy in one part, the other parts suffer. So if you're feeling out of balance, if you're feeling depressed, if you're struggling, it's because you don't have balance. So the learning should be, I accept where I am, and I'm going to put more balance into my life. You can have it all. Now, here's the problem, right? The brain, it just wants to keep telling you how you're not good enough and what you need to do and comparing to others, and this is what you should do. So what I want to do is I want to give you the truth. I want to give you something that after you've looked at your North Star and after you've done your life wheel, I want something that you can say to yourself that is the absolute truth for every individual in this room right now, that when you say it is going to inspire you. So what you have to do is you have to be completely honest in this next process, and it's this sheet right here. But I don't want you to write in the blanks. I want you to write it down. I want you to write your answers on a piece of paper so that you can put in neatly when you're done, so that this can be like a little poster that you look at every day to remind you of the truth. Fair enough? Any questions? Anybody want to put their hand up? Any clarity on the life wheel? There's no bad questions. Some people know it inside out, some people don't. Any questions on the life wheel or the North Star? Nope.
I have a question about the North Star.
Sure.
Oh, I have to put my hand up. Sorry. Let me put my hand up.
Only Jessica. Go ahead, Jessica.
Okay. So when you're talking about your life work and how, what do you mean about that? Like how do you?
Okay, so my life's work as a coach, how I do it is by reaching out and helping people to master their genius. So my life's work is to inspire genius and help people acknowledge within themselves the answers to their life. Now, as a realtor, when I was selling realtor, how I was doing it was showing up as a protector for my clients, taking care of my clients so they were safe in the real estate industry. So I had that whole hockey fighter thing going on where nobody would mess with my client.
Oh,
Right? My life's work in real estate was to protect people from bad realtors, bad deals, and to keep their family safe. I didn't want them to move in pressured, so I made sure the gaps in the dates were good. I made sure they had the moving company. I made sure all the details were taken care of, because if you were in my hands, you were safe. So my life's work was to keep people safe in the real estate industry. Your life's work might be to create connections and community in the real estate industry. Sandra is to have relationships with people and to be that advisor for them in that process. So how do you do your life's work?
I think I'm a magician. And like magic, it all happens. Everything's perfect.
Yeah.
And all my clients are happy.
You know, Debbie Andrews in the top left corner there, she, before she was a realtor, or while she was transitioning, she worked with kids, counseling kids and helping them. And she's got this really wonderful, kind spirit, which is the same one she does in real estate to help people, which is actually not good for her, because when people don't appreciate her, that really affects her in a way that takes her away from her North Star. So when I work with Deb, we make sure that I keep her aligned with the awesome human that she is, so that she doesn't let the outside voices take her away from that path. So how does she do her life's work, and how do you do your life's work? And Corey Marsh is figuring out her life's work, and Corey Fonseca knows why she does it, and Sandra knows why she does it, and you know, Gord's been in the business a long time. He knows why, and when he's thriving and doing his best is when he's aligned with that purpose, when he's aligned with making that impact. It's why you get referrals, not just because you are a good realtor. Somehow they connected and trusted you, and they really, really felt like you had their best interest at heart. And that doesn't happen by accident, Jess. That happens from being attached to your core values, you know? Being attached to the core values and living your legacy. It's like when people meet me and they're done, I make an impact. And it's not negative, I'll guarantee it. Because what I need to do is make sure everyone knows that you're awesome, you have a gift, your higher power, your spiritual God did not make a mistake. He gave you gifts that allow you to succeed in business, and being an entrepreneur is the hardest thing you could possibly do in this world. Like when I wake up, I'm 16 years old, I wake up, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm 53, nobody's ever cut me a paycheck. And I'm not worried about making money, because I know if I wake up every day and protect people and do my job, there'll be more than enough money for my family. But if I'm worried about that and I start doing shady deals and I start screwing people and I start, you know, putting deals together because it's better for me than them, then I'm short-lived, I'm out. Right? Because you got to be driven by you. Your life's purpose drives you to your highest abilities. And if you don't align with the North Star, get aligned with the North Star. If you don't know what your God or spiritual higher power is, figure it out. Because this is the secret to being an entrepreneur, because you got to pull that energy from somewhere when you're burnt out. You got family, you got kids, you got to take care of everybody. Next thing you know, you're running around. You know, Ken Cowley in the middle there, he's got daily practices that he hits. He reads the Bible, he does the spiritual. He also works with people in Africa to give back. He works with his team, he's contributing. How does he fit it all in one day? You know, because he's baking at 12 o'clock, because he lives a purpose-driven life, and he's very humble about it. And we always argue about purpose, because he always says, oh, I can't figure it out, Keith. And I'm like, Ken's fully on purpose every day. Just because he can't identify it or label it doesn't mean that it's not happening. And you know how you know when you're on purpose? You just feel it. You just feel that core connection that says, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And if you don't feel that, then wake up and get yourself aligned with that, because that's what you should be doing. That's where success lives. All right, we're going to answer the 4 questions. You're going to write it on a piece of paper, and then you'll fill this out later. First question. What is the characteristic that you have that moves you out of your comfort zone? What is the characteristic that you have that moves you out of your comfort zone? So when you try something new, when you decide I'm going to try skydiving, or or even you have to go for a price reduction, what characteristic do you call upon when you need to come and be in that place of getting out of your comfort zone? Tenacity, courage, bravery, honesty, integrity, risk taker. What do you do that pulls you out? Next question. Who are you being when applying these values and characteristics? So when you're applying those values and characteristics, who are you being? If you have any, Jess, you got a question? Or is that hand from before? You can click it to take it off.
No, I've got a question. I just want to know, where are we writing that one down?
Okay, so right now, just on a piece of paper, Jess, and then when you guys got all the words, you're going to nicely put it in here, so you have kind of like a little thing that's going to be in your booklet for the whole course. So we're building a positive mantra that fights the negative voices that we have when they were in struggles and times.
Okay, what was the first question again?
What is a characteristic that you have that moves you out of your comfort zone?
Okay.
And then the next one is, who are you being applying those values and characteristics? And the third question is, what is a value or characteristic that you have that has been a factor in your success? What is a value or characteristic that you have that has been a factor in your success? So if you've gone to school, if you graduated, if you finished post-graduation, if you've had other jobs, if you've been in real estate for a long period of time, what is a value or characteristic that you have that's been a factor in your success? Okay?
Okay.
And the last question, oh, was that it? That was 4 questions?
That's 3.
Yeah. So the last question is, when you are living from all these values, characteristics, applying these 3 words that you just wrote down, or 3 phrases, who are you being when applying all of those things?
I don't understand.
Sure. So I'll just use me as an example. Oh, I might have screwed this up a little bit. That's okay. The first question should be, what do you focus on when you're at your best? I missed that one. So that should be the first question. What do you focus on when you're at your best? When I'm at my best, I focus on helping people. Okay? I know that people are good and they just want to be better, and I just help people. That's what I focus on when I'm at my best. The next question is, what is a characteristic that you have that moves you out of your comfort zone? I am high risk tolerant. I like to take risks.
Yeah. Tolerant.
And then the next question is, who are you being when applying these values and characteristics? I am being the best me. I'm being Coach Keith. I am being the person I was supposed to be. I am aligned with who I am being. I'm being my highest self. I'm being my highest and best self. I'm being Super Keith with an S on my chest. And then the last question, so those are the 3 questions. So when I focus on helping people, and I am taking risks, and I think there's one more question that I don't know why this is messed up.
Yeah, you've got 5 questions and 3 questions. I'm not sure of the questions anymore.
It will be being.
So again, the question is the characteristics. So what do I focus on when I'm at my best? Helping people. What is a characteristic that I have to get me out of my comfort zone? Taking risks. What is a characteristic or value that I have that keeps me aligned with that? That's my loyalty. And who will I be being when I'm doing that? I will be being my best self. Okay? So there's 2 characteristics. So what are the characteristics that drive you? What are the characteristics that you pull on? So now what we should have is a positive mantra that reads, when I focus on helping people and I am taking risks and I am caring, I will be being my best self. Okay? Any questions there before we go forward? So I'm going to get 3 to 4 people to share theirs. So if you want, you can fill it out so you can read it, or you can just walk through and put the answers in there. And if I've confused you all to heck, I apologize. So you can ask any questions if this is making it harder than easier. All right, who's got one they want to share? I'll go with the leaders.
I'll share. Oh,
Go ahead, Debbie, you go first. Go ahead.
okay. It's kind of all over the map because I've been scribbling it, but what I guess is really my life wheel to make sure that all the areas in my life are balanced. The characteristic that I have would be bravery and courage, to continue with that. Who am I being when I use those and apply the characteristics? I'm being authentic, who I am. And the value that I have, or characteristic I have that is a contributing factor to my success, is I care and I listen to others, and I put them first, their needs first. And yeah, that's it.
So what would happen, Debbie, if every morning you woke up and read that instead of letting the mind default to the negative thoughts?
It would be a good day.
It would be a good day. Awesome. Who else wants to share theirs?
Oh, there you go. You want me to share mine? There you go.
Yeah, go for it,
I'm
Scott.
happy to do that, for sure. So, well, what I do best is when I focus on making changes in people's lives and my own. And when I share my passion and my desire and leadership are things that makes me feel good, and I drag people along with me. And I'm willing to take on most jobs without any qualm, and because again, it's a supportive factor. And one of my best being is I'm best being because I care. So there you go.
Thanks. One more.
Can you hear me?
Yep, go for it, Danielle.
Okay, so when I focus on helping people and giving to people, I get excited, and then I am driven, and then that makes me unstoppable.
Brilliant, thank you. You read that every day in the morning, right? So what I want you to know is if you don't take the action to read this, your brain's gonna do what it defaults to, okay? So it's just gonna wake up and go to whatever it defaults to. So if it's a good day, then it'll default to something good, and if it's a bad day, it's gonna default to something bad. All of a sudden, you should have done this, you could have done that, and now COVID's gonna be around forever, and we're all gonna die, and nobody's ever gonna live. Or, right, you get up and you get focused on what's the truth, and the truth is, everybody in this room has characteristics that drive you to success. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in this coaching call. You wouldn't be on this program. Fair enough? So you don't have to share it, but what is a learning that you get from going through this process by taking the time to actually focus on what has you where you're at in your life and your business? And no more stories of not being good enough or fast enough or COVID's going to do this. You wake up aligned with this every day. Do your life wheel. Get focused on your North Star. You're going to knock the shit out of that brain so it has no choice but to be positive in that. And that's the whole goal, is to set your thriving mind up first thing in the morning, so you go through the whole day, and then you check in at the end of the day with your North Star, and then do it again. And nobody messes with my 16 hours. Nobody messes with my 16 hours. And that means I don't mess with my 16 hours. I'm awake, I sleep for 8 hours, I'm awake for 16. If 5% of my time decides to go to the negative, that means 48 minutes a day I'm in a negative mindset. At the end of 1 year, that adds up to 2 full weeks of a negative mindset. So what does that look like in the real world? Well, let's say I go home today, I walk in the front door, and I say to my wife, I don't want to talk, a horrible day, I need an hour. I do that every day for a year. That's 2 weeks of me brushing her off. That's how divorce is made. Not by the big things you do, but the small accumulations. That's how your relationship with yourself becomes so horrid. It's that these little things that you do daily build up to where you can't stand yourself. And that's the shit we gotta stop, because that's not the truth. The truth is, when you're aligned, making your legacy with your life's work, where you're creating your dream, living on your purpose to be of a higher purpose and power, taking care and balancing your life, speaking to yourself in a positive way. What's going to happen when the world hits COVID in the fall? Are we going to falter? No. Sandra's doing business. Everyone's doing business. It's just we have to figure out how are we going to do the business. So the last sheet, if we run over time and you got to go, I appreciate that. I have no appointments after this, so I'm going to finish this. So if you have to go, you have to go. We are going to be doing this weekly, and then we're going to have check-in groups. At the end of every session, we're going to go off and check in on how we're doing.
What sheet
So,
is it?
it's this sheet here. It's
Can't see
called the Weekly Life Work Commitments. And it's got my intention this week, the one problem I will solve, the solution is, the predicted results will be, the 3 actions I'll schedule this week to create a new habit, and then my theme for the week is. All right? Now, if you're watching this and you've come here and you're spending this time and you haven't written a thing down, wake up. Wake up. This is me interrupting the pattern in your life. This is interrupting the COVID habit. Make yourself important. Invest in you. Invest time in you. At the beginning of this, I told you that I invested in a ghostwriter, an editor, and these people to help me write my first book. That was a $20,000 investment. If I don't invest in me, nobody's going to invest in me. If you don't invest in you, nobody's going to invest in you. Wake up. Start writing stuff down. Your brain needs a kinesthetic process to remember and stay focused. Don't come into this session half-assed. Your pencil should be sharp, your eraser's ready to go, and the paper crisp and fresh. Don't come here because you, I don't know, you think I want to see you. Come here because you want your best life. Come here because you want to beat COVID up and start getting your success that you deserve by applying your gifts aligned with your purpose. All right, at the top of this page, if you want, and if you don't want, if you're not here for business, but you're here for personal, leave this part out because I don't want you struggling with goals for work. If you want, at the top, write down how many transactions you would like from now till the end of the year in each month. And if you don't want to do transactions, then you could set a personal goal. It could be, I want to do, 3 new things per month. I want to devote 4 hours to charity. I want to spend time with my family. Whatever you want to commit to from now till the end of the year. So if it's sales and you want to do 2, put a 2 in each box. Scott, if you want to get 1 new agent per month, put 1 new agent in the box per month. If you want to inspire 3 people per month, then you're going to have to book time and inspire 3 people per month. The good news, everybody, this is being recorded, so you can play it again. So the people that have come late, all you have to do is, Scott will put this, we'll create a folder in Google Drive, and we'll put this in the folder.
It'll be there. Watch for it. I'll share the link with everybody.
Now, write down at the top, from meeting today, Monday till next Monday, my intention this week is, and write down your intention. To be loving, kind, and strong, to be focused, to create more leads in my work, to make a difference in my clients' lives, to get laser focused, to watch this tape over and write down as many notes as I can. What is your intention this week? Now, here's what I've learned. People don't like the word goals. They'll use them, but most people don't like them. It's actually been proven that 85% of people, and that includes the real world instead of the realtor world as well, but 85% of people don't like the word goals, but they do like solving problems, which Danielle said she is a problem solver. So what problem are you going to solve this week in your business? Now, everybody can chime in here. What is a problem that's going on right now that's stopping you from being good in your business? What's a problem? Can't do the mailers, can't door knock, can't go visit the client, can't do my client appreciation events. What can't you do? Tell me the problem. So go ahead, who's got a problem? Who's finding that they want to just go, but they can't, they're being held back by COVID? Who's feeling restricted right now? Be honest, all of you are. Holy cow, what do I gotta do? Come through the screen at you all? What is the problem? Ken, what's a problem you're facing right now in your business?
I don't know. There's 50 million things going on, and things just seem to, you work out the problems as they come up. So there's nothing major. I mean, I'm working every day on putting down what has to be done and figuring out ways to get it done. And so specifically, the main problem is my brain's circuit overloaded right now, and I need to digest before I have to do a presentation tonight on Toastmasters.
So give me some problems, guys. Like you don't want to call your clients. Go ahead, Shelly, go for it. What's the problem?
Concentration for me. I find that it's really hard to, I mean, I got lots of stuff going on, but I find it really hard to concentrate and prioritize.
Sandra, what's the problem you're facing right now?
Well, the one thing I wanted to do was our pub night, our annual pub night. But of course, the pub's closed down, so I can't get in to do that. So now I'm preparing for next year. So we're missing out this year.
Awesome. Anybody else finding a problem you can't overcome right now?
Sure. I'm not finding the. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Dennis.
I'm not finding the leads that I need to list.
So you can't find
enough leads.
Okay. Any other problems for you guys out there? Can't get your ass out of bed? Can't get your pajamas?
Urgency. Like
No
I feel
urgency.
like there's no urgency to do anything right now because everything is kind of on pause in the world. And even if I get a call from somebody that I don't need to call back right away, or I still have time.
Okay, awesome. Anybody else?
I'm finding it difficult.
And
Didn't get that. Did anybody get that?
No.
No. Didn't get
Is
that.
it me or Jessica speaking?
Go ahead, Ryan.
I'm just finding it hard to know what is right and what's wrong. Like, if you want to go door knocking, are you supposed to be doing that right now?
Frozen.
You know, how to get some new business during these times.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Embracing the changes. We know some of them are goofy, but we've got to do them.
Embracing the changes. Go ahead, Ryan Froze.
Yeah, getting showings on the place. On some of my listings, I want to get activity through them. And I'm feeling hindered by not being able to do open houses. It's sad to say that, but open houses, I mean, are crazy. It actually helps.
Great. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to hit each one right now. We're going to use the group. I'll start the brainstorm. We're going to hit one problem at a time. the person whose problem it is, you have to come up with 3 actions that you're going to do and create a solution for the problem. So, what's the problem for not being able to concentrate? The solution, being able to concentrate. So, write down the one problem I will solve is I will concentrate. The one problem I will solve is I will find a way to get people into my listing. The problem I will solve is I will find a way to get leads. I will find a reason for urgency. I will find a way to embrace the changes. I will find a way to define what's right and what's wrong. So my intention this week is to do what there. The problem is solved that I'm going to solve is this. The solution is this. Now, I am a solution-focused coach with a positive outcome frame. This is easy for me to do. Tell you a quick story. Remember I told you about these 3 guys that tripped onto something that they did really, really well? I'm just going to grab it from my bag. So these 3 guys from the company go to hire me, and I go, no, thank you, don't want to work with you guys. They call, they write letters, they're insulted, they're hurt. Finally, I said, the reason I'm not going to take you on is because you want to be millionaires, and you want to drive Ferraris and be on TV, and I don't work with people that aren't purpose-driven, so take a hike, I don't want to work with you. Well, that made them even angrier, so they came back, and finally I said, I will take the 3 of you on if you want to learn how to do a purpose-driven business where you're selling 12 to 24 deals each individual. They just wanted to run this $1 million real estate company where it's real easy. So they agreed to that and they showed up. And they've been here for 4 weeks. And in that 4 weeks, they've redone their biography. They've created their own brochure. They've done purpose-driven business. They're out there in the community. And they tripped upon doing a flyer. This simple flyer on one side. Can you guys see that, or is it too bright?
Too bright.
Okay.
They're bright, yeah.
On the other side is handwritten. So during the session, I said to them, listen guys, real estate's simple, okay? If someone is living in a townhouse and they want a house, it's cheaper to live in a house with a suite than it is a townhouse. And I wrote the numbers out and I showed them that. It was positive $100 to have a house with a suite. That was $900 to $1 million. So I wrote it all out. They wrote it out too. And then they just in handwriting put it on the back of a flyer. But it provided all the breakdown. It says the average townhouse sells for $600, 20% down is $120,000. The payment minus the payment, that's a $480,000 mortgage, $2,064 per month. The monthly property tax, the average strata fee equals this. A house, same thing with the mortgage, down payment with the suite rent equals this. And it says houses double in value every 13 years. There's 50 homes with suites available. Call us today. Okay? So in a COVID time, these guys trip on this. They take exactly what I wrote down on the board, and it looks as messy as I did it, and I'm really messy, as you can see. They got 7 CMAs from townhouses. 7 CMAs. The next thing they did, which was awesome, because when they were in here on Friday, my client Jody Steves popped by to give me a gift. And if you all want to give me a gift, I'll tell you where I am. And I said to Jody, what advice would you give to someone to get leads? And she goes, oh, well, I'll tell you what I did when I first started out. I became an expert for suites that allowed big dogs, townhouses that allowed big dogs. And then she marketed, I know all the townhouses that allow big dogs. If you have a big dog and want to buy a townhouse, give me a call. Well, these guys did that too on Craigslist, and the guy picked up a buyer, ran up through the qualification, showed him a property, and sold it in the week that they left me to the week that they're there. So what I want you to know is, Ryan, provide information that is helpful to people that is around that property that you have. How much is the down payment? What would the mortgage be? If I sold my home that was worth $800 and I upgraded there, what would be the difference in payment? And what would I get for that difference in payment? What's the value in living in that house? Good schools, good neighborhood. Is there boating close by? Then what I want you to do, Ryan, is get creative. Do a social media video about that house that's not just a tour of the house, but maybe this house has these 3 things that are different from other houses. You're close to bears, and then have a picture of you hugging a bear. I don't know. All I want you to know is it's time to get creative, and you can't be creative when you're not focused. If you're defocused by emotions, you can't be creative. Okay? So it's time to get creative. You can change the photos orders. You can change the words in the comments. You can change the photos. You can, if the listing doesn't show good, you can have it digitally staged by boxbrownie.com or Cotella. Concentration. The reason you can't concentrate is because you're overwhelmed. You're overwhelmed by feelings and emotions. Wake up. Do your North Star. Do your life wheel. Put focus back in your life. The reason you can't concentrate is because there is no urgency. So the person that said there's no urgency, well, because there's no urgency, there's no concentration. So you need to put a time frame on your day. You need to block 1 to 2 hours specifically for real estate, and when the timer goes off at 1 to 2 hours, you get up and go do what you ever got to do. You need a time frame and you need a purpose. And if the time frame is in the next 2 hours, I'm going to generate business, Jessica, so I can take care of my family, then now you have a reason to be focused, and you'll find that your concentration level goes up when there's a purpose. With that,
Sorry, it's me. I got a block.
Dennis, you might want to mute your mic. You should mute your mic.
So the reason you can't concentrate and the reason there's no urgency is because you're self-employed and there's no end to your day. And when there's no end to your day, there's no urgency. And when there's no end to your day, there's no way that you can concentrate. You know, Tim Hill at Remax Advantage came to me when I was coaching him back then. And he was taking about an hour to do a CMA. And then I said to him, good. He says, I got to go, coach. I got 2 CMAs to do. I said, good. You got a half hour to do both. Good luck. Close the door. He closed the door. He came out. He did them in both in the half hour. And he said, wow, that was the best CMA I ever did. He was focused with a time frame, and there was urgency. So he was laser focused for a half hour, undisturbed. That's what happens. That's how you can get that back. So what are you going to do to create urgency and concentration? What are the 3 things that you're going to do? What are the 3 actions you're going to take? I'm going to schedule time. I'm going to make urgency. I'm going to put an end to my day, and I'm going to get focused. What's the right or wrong thing to do? Go by your core value and your North Star. If it's wrong, don't do it. If it's right, do it. Call your clients. Call your past clients. Give them advice. Maybe they need financing. Maybe they need to access the equity in their home to get by. Maybe they want to sell so they can upgrade. Just come from the right place. People are door knocking, but they're not going. They're just knocking on the door, leaving a folder behind. People are doing things differently. Do what's right for you and your business. If you don't want to leave the house, don't leave the house. It's up to you. It's your world, your way. Don't let other people tell you what is right or wrong. Obviously, what would be wrong is knocking on the door and coughing in their face. Obviously. So don't do that. Embracing change. The best way to embrace change is to do the life wheel and +1, because there is no change, there's just constant improvement. If you feel that there's a big change that you have to do, you have to break it down into small things so that you can actually do it. It's not a huge change right now, you guys. The world's going through what it's going through. So if you need to set up protocol, if you need to do something different in your business, showings, how you do your showings, if you wear a mask, if you have gloves, go to other realtors in your business that are doing business and find out what they're doing and just replicate it. Apply that to your business. Copy the model. So there you go. There's 4 things we did. The last thing is, what's the theme for your week? Based on your intention, based on your problem, based on your solution, and the 3 facts that you're going to put into place, 3 actions, what's the theme for your week? So take the time and figure that out, whatever comes to your mind. Like, I'm going to crush it. I'm going to get back on track. The theme for my week is to align with my North Star. The theme to the week is to just take small steps. The theme to the week is to create new habits. What is your theme for the week? You cannot create great marketing ideas from a place of threat, fear, or worry. You have to let it go, and you have to get creative. Ryan, you are a marketing expert. Create a new marketing plan in the next 30 days that's going to get more attention to that listing. You can do it. There's no reason. You can figure it out. You got it covered. You've done this before. Back in 2008, when the market crashed 23%, and people were diving off, we did it. All right, so we're done now for that. Who's got the theme for their week, and who wants to share the theme for their week? What did you come up with?
Yeah, I got it. Pretty much what you just said, refocusing on what works. That's what my theme is.
Awesome. Who else? Robin, what's your theme for the week? Oh, can't hear you.
Week is out with the old.
Good. Awesome. Anybody else? Jess, did you come up with a theme for your week?
A theme for my week. Mine will be to refocus on the positive.
Excellent. Read your mantra, start out in the morning, get focused.
Yeah.
All right, so next week is going to be different. We'll have different tools. We've got some really good stuff that you can apply for. Just look at what we've downloaded and what you printed off for next week. We're going to hit this again, and we're going to do a review of successes, and then we're going to what worked well, and we're going to keep building for the next 8 weeks. All right? If you want to see something else, if you want something to be different, let Scott or I know. We will mold this so it works for you guys. All right?
Good job,
Anything
guys.
else?
Yeah, we're very well done. I enjoyed the time here, Keith. It's all about buying in, guys. So if you want to make changes, like Keith was talking about, you have to look at the program and say, yeah, I'm in. Are you in? Because you know what, I am. I will be here next Monday at 3 o'clock. I look forward to seeing all of you there, because you know what, the only way you get to have change is if you support it. And I'm in. So there you go.
Print everything up, create a booklet so you have everything in that booklet for this course. Make sure you 3-hole punch it, keep access to it. Make sure you get everything done. Check out the video if you want to refresh yourself. Scotty will send you the link.
You will. You will.
Thanks.
All
Thank
right,
you.
guys. Yeah,
Yep,
we
thank you very much.
send you off into the world with your positive attitude. Move it, share it, drag people along with you. That's what we do. Anyway,
Thank you.
yeah, be strong, be safe, guys. If I can do something for you, let me
Thanks,
know. Watch for
Keith.
it.
You bet, guys. Take care.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Same time, same place, I guess.
Same
Yeah,
time, same place.
Same place.
Okay.
Yeah, same link, the same Zoom link will work.
Okay. Awesome.
Right?
Thanks,
So
guys.
just put it in your daytime when you're ready.
All right. Sounds good.
Cool.
All right, Scotty. So when we end this, it'll record on my computer, and I will, why don't you create a folder and share it with me, and then I'll drop it in there.
Yeah, done. We'll do that. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, no problem. I just yeah, because once I gave you the host, I couldn't record it. So
Yeah, no worries. And I will put that back over to you. Once I stop this, upgrade, make sure you download 5.0.
yeah, no, that's what I'll do. I thought I did actually, but anyway, I'll make sure. Yeah, it's all good. It'll work next time. Yeah, I'll get it to fly. The only thing you might have to do is when you're standing over on the other side there, you're a bit harder to hear. So
Okay.
you might have to find yourself either like a mic or something maybe, or
Yeah,
if
I can do
you're
that.
yeah, just because you're standing over there, you can still hear you, but you're definitely not as prominent.
As good
right?
as this is right here. This is better, obviously.
Correct. This is for our audio. This is better, right?
Okay.
But the other side works good, and yeah, your information was good. It's awesome. Yeah,
Good.
I mean, we had at one point we had 21,
Yeah.
22. I lost my list.
There's a lot of information there, right? There's a lot of information there, but that's kind of what I want to do. I want to just hit it hard, and then we'll go from here now.
Done. I'm excited. Let's do it.
All right, brother.
All right. Smile. Cheers. Thanks, man. Cheers.